today is one of our several information sessions that we've decided to do to kind of give people a little more information about this complicated one-stop full service program that we have created. And it's really created for real estate investors or people aspiring real estate investors that don't want to find another business but want to pave a path to immigrate through real estate. And most immigration lawyers will tell you it's not possible, but I will tell you that it is because we've done it and we continue to do it. My disclaimer, which I have to do, which is basically none of this is legal advice. It's all general information that is being shared with you as, for informational purposes only. If you do need legal advice or guidance, please set up a call with us. We are not able to do that without formal consultation being set up. Okay, so a little about me. I'm a cross-border attorney and expert. I am the chair of the International Investment Committee for eXp Commercial. I am a great referral lawyer. I'm a good referral lawyer too, but I'm a great referral realtor. I refer to all kinds of people all over the country, from Texas to California to Oregon to North Carolina and South Carolina, and obviously to Florida and Arizona and all the big states where people invest. And then I met Carolyn. Carolyn is my partner from Calgary. She and I started a business called Strategic REI, which you will hear about. Carolyn is not a lawyer. She's a real estate investor. She has a very successful business in Calgary that has real estate investments. Her personal portfolio is over $15 million. And she works very closely with all of our clients on a one-on-one basis, on a weekly basis, actually, to help them to achieve their real estate and investment goals. These are some of our clients and friends. The bottom left corner, or right corner, I should say, is actually Carolyn and I. Some of you might know Mike Wolf. He's a good friend and client and one of the most successful real estate investors out of Canada that I don't think has ever owned real estate in Canada, even its own home. He's like a nomad. Michael Gerber, one of the most successful entrepreneurial coaches and authors, and the author of the E-Myth, E-Myth Revisited, E-Myth for real estate investors, you name it. Mel Robbins, author of the 5-Second Rule. She endorsed my book, actually. She's amazing. And Michael Saraceni, who you guys might know, he founded Keyspire with a partner. These are just some of our client stories. Doug actually came to us again before Strategic REI was born, or he definitely would have done it because he's a realtor in Hamilton and didn't really want to find a new business, but we had to find one because we didn't have the real estate solution yet. And as you'll see, if you want to do a direct path through real estate investing, you actually will need 8 to 10 doors. And Doug did not have the budget for that. So we ended up going into a painting business, which is complementary to real estate. And he's actually going into the Strategic REI model probably starting next year because he has to renew his visa. This is Mike. Lauren Cohen is my secret weapon. And Denise Evans, only a real estate investor, does not have a visa, did not want a visa at the time, might be pursuing one now. 2 of her kids, I think, are in the US. And so they're married to Americans. And I helped Denise get her whole structure set up so she could build a real estate portfolio in the US. So why was SREI, Strategic REI, created? Strategic REI is a comprehensive one-stop business visa in a box formula. It's the antithesis of a franchise. We fondly refer to it as the unfranchised because the only thing that's replicatable is the structure of the 4 entities that we set up for this model. Everything else is custom built based on what the client you want to do in the real estate space. Now, if you want to do, let's say, a couple of single family homes, we may redirect you so that it's more visa friendly. But for the most part, we custom build the business around what you want to do in the real estate industry. About 75% of our inquiries are real estate related, probably because I'm involved with so many real estate investment portals. And I'm noted as one of the foremost real estate experts in terms of investing and setting up a structure and getting a visa based on real estate investment. We created something called How to Immigrate Through Real Estate. That was my brainchild a couple of years ago, actually during COVID, with a friend from Ottawa. And he said, my friends don't want to think. They want everything done for them. So I came up with this one-stop program. So I was determined to build a business that would serve real estate investors seeking visas. So Strategic REI and that is basically our story. Why is SREI? What is SREI, and why is it the only option for those that want to pursue visas through real estate? Well, as I mentioned, traditional REI is frowned upon because it's not considered an at-risk investment. Well, obviously, that's why we're investing in it, because we want the strong support of this almost risk-free investment and the cash flow and the upsell and all of that kind of thing. But SREI is a business in a box. So SREI becomes your business. It's like a franchise, as I said. So instead of you needing to show all of these real estate investments, you need one or two and this business. And they love it because it's a business. So they're not dependent on the real estate. And the other beautiful part about it is that if you buy and sell that real estate, it doesn't matter because they're approving the business. They're not approving the real estate. So you can buy and sell the real estate freely. Your business, your visa is not dependent on the underlying real estate. Does that make sense? As I mentioned, you need a portfolio of 6 to 10 doors, usually 8 to 10 to qualify without this business model. And with the SREI, you need 1 or 2 doors plus the business. And SREI alone on its own is 110,000. So when we share with you that the average investment is 2 to 250, we're including the 110 for the strategic REI, for the investing across borders visa services, and for your initial down payments on your properties. So that's your total output of cash, and you'll own a property or two in the process, depending on if you're doing multifamily or single family or whatever, and where, of course, because Cleveland is a lot different than South Florida, for example. Okay, so you're not looking at $1 million investment. Instead, you're looking at around a 2 to 250. So strategic REI serves as the operating business. You can invest in real estate freely. We have a custom software program, CRM build out, deal analysis, expert guidance in finding the properties, as you asked about, Johnny, and weekly one-on-one coaching programs. We will actually build your business model and budget with you. It's almost brain-free. Like, what do you call it? A no-brainer. Hello, sorry about that, but it's almost a no-brainer. And we actually have 5 clients that we've just submitted to secure their visas, and we have many that have already been approved. To qualify as a client for us, because we only have 3 spots through the end of the year, you need to check off all these boxes. You potentially have a real estate investing background or are super motivated to be a real estate investor. You're a motivated action taker. You understand the benefits of getting a visa. You are driven to invest in the US, and your budget is at least $200,000, including your investment in the first property or 2. So US real estate investment mentoring and training is the key. So I'm skipping over the application process. We'll go to that left-hand section at the end. We have an onboarding call to kickstart the process. We do weekly one-on-one calls. We introduce you to tax experts and transactional attorneys to complete the setup of our SREI game changer structure. So this is the 4 entities I was telling you about. These are the 4 entities. It's called the SREI game changer. It's the 4 entities that you need. This is not applicable if you're not looking for a visa, Dan. This is only applicable to our clients that are doing this model, because we don't want to marginalize the company that's obtaining the loans, and we don't want to also compromise the company that's applying for the visa. So this structure works because every entity has its own role. We get tax IDs for each of the 4 entities, depending. We don't always need 4, and then we set up bank account. Meaning you, because we don't set up the bank accounts, we do give you access to our banking partners. Introduction to additional connections are made, like funding, financing, setting up your financial structure, other items that are essential. We offer guidance and research for the leads and assist with the due diligence. We identify and work with you to analyze and close on the first subject property. If you already have one, we'll look at additional properties. And we develop budget and projections and work with you to create a CRM, email, and lead generation systems. We help you with the initial employee hiring process, and then we move into our immigration and investment process. So we have a 3-phase program, and this is going to kind of outline everything that happens after we've started with all the identifying and figuring out everything to get you going, figuring out your business model. Using our shared custom business model, meaning that we work with you and financials, we develop a professional business plan based on your questionnaire answers and your draft budget. Transition the business over to you. It's never ours. We never have an ownership interest, but we just push it over to you so that you have more control, and we provide ongoing training once you get your visa. We begin phase 3 once your business plan is finalized, and we introduce you to our immigration legal team. And then we have an onboarding call to start that formal process, and you work on your immigration petition. We complete the visa application, usually for an ETA E2, not always. And we prepare your DS-160, which is all of your demographic and other information that gets submitted to the government to secure your interview. You pay your visa filing fees, you submit the application, and then you schedule and go for your E2 interview and get your visa. And then you build your operations and grow with our team. And you work with the team to grow the business and either change to a different visa or renew after 5 years. And then comes our favorite part, the application process, because we don't accept everybody because it's a very, very high touch, high energy, integrally involved process. So you schedule, your first step would be to schedule a call with our team. Either Carolyn or myself will be on that call to vet with you, make sure you're a fit, make sure we're a fit, because we want it to be a win-win. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And then you have your application call. You pay a non-refundable reservation fee, currently $5,400. And you schedule an in-depth strategy call at that point so that we can come up with your initial strategy. Once that happens, your agreements are prepared and executed within 2 days. And then we receive your wires for the balance of the payment for phase one. And we do, if the payments are processed in a certain way, we do take a portion of your payment and put it into a holding account, so to speak, which is pending visa approval, so that we are vested and invested with you. A recap. Miri, is there a chance you could go through the slide, please?
Yeah, so real quick, just like Lauren was saying, this is a quick recap. When you're trying to get your E2, you're gonna need to buy some sort of business. And that's why this is such an amazing opportunity, because you are combining your real estate experience and your real estate portfolio and your real estate business so that it would qualify for a visa. So traditionally, if you were to just go out on your own and buy properties, it's gonna be passive, right? And immigration doesn't like that. So it's not visa friendly. Traditional real estate investing is actually frowned upon. So it's not considered at risk, which is something that you need for a requirement for the visa. You would need to have a portfolio of 6 to 10 doors to even potentially qualify as a visa friendly business. So it could be maybe like $1 million that you might have to spend. And you have to show that the portfolio has a sufficient return on your investment to meet these visa requirements. Okay. So you don't have an operating business, you just have properties, right? And most of the times the reason why people want to invest in real estate is specifically because they want it to be passive. They don't want that. Immigration doesn't want that. They want to have an active business. So when it comes to strategic REI, it's a business in a box which overlays the client's traditional real estate investing plans. So essentially you are buying this real estate core business that it's not related to your properties. So that's why it's not dependent on your real estate portfolio. And since SREI investment represents the core business and your real estate investing business model is built from that, the clients, you really only need 1 to 2 doors. That's why we're saying that you don't need millions of dollars. You could do this with as little as $200,000 to $250,000, which is a huge difference compared to $1 million with the traditional investing. SREI becomes your operating business and allows you to invest in real estate freely. It doesn't have to be 1 or 2 doors. It can be more, and you can potentially grow from there your business, but it's not tied down to the business. So it's built with you. So you can have different types of real estate businesses. And we're gonna play, I think, the video of Heather shortly because it's
yeah.
But essentially you're building a real estate business around strategic REI. Just like we said earlier, that clients have purchased franchises before, and that is their business. This is kind of like a franchise that you're purchasing, but you don't have to pay us royalties, and we're building it with you. We're not going to give you a handbook of the marketing and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. We're doing it with you. So that's why it's so different than anything else that you can come across. And that is the difference between traditionally real estate investing, which obviously you're just buying properties and it's passive, and strategic real estate investing, which is specifically made and tailored to you so that you would qualify for a visa. I hope that makes sense.
So we have a quick video to share with you from one of our first strategic REI clients, Heather Dimmick, who owned, I think, like 150 doors in Western Canada.
Yeah, it's been an experience, that's for sure. I was lost, had no idea how I was going to locate into the States. I wanted to be in Florida. That was my destination. And then you came to me with this idea for the SREI, which was a perfect solution because I honestly didn't know how I was going to get down there. And I wanted to invest in real estate. And then you introduced me to Carolyn. And we started the ball rolling right from the get-go. It was pretty easy. Like Carolyn met with me every single week. And then I was meeting with your
Doesn't she
team.
still?
Yeah, she still meets with me every week. She said she's never gonna leave me. So
You guys just have a great rapport, yeah.
no, we really do actually, honestly. And then your team helped me build my business plan. You set me up with the accountants, with the lawyers, got my whole structure for my company set up, which saves me the double taxation and really protects me from liability in the States, which is super important. And then just went through the process. Like it's just been a learning process, I guess, navigating through everything. And I've been able to actually buy property while I've gone through the process, which has been beneficial for me. And when the only time you weren't available was when you were flying or a couple things, and Carolyn was always there. And then whenever, if I had the lawyer or somebody and they didn't respond right away, you were on it. Like you were crawling all over the place, making sure that my answers were being looked after. And if I needed something, I was getting it. So even when I was doing my stuff with Carolyn for SREI, I was like, well, what are the other people doing? She goes, well, nobody's doing the same thing as you. Everybody's different. And that's one thing I learned through this process is it's very much for the individual, and it's catered to what you're doing and what you're able to do. It's not some far-fetched story. It's actually, you guys make it work so that it fits us. Like it's actually amazing. It was really nice when I actually got to meet you a couple of months ago. That really, I feel a connection with you for sure, and Carolyn. But no, I would text you at like 6 a.m. because I'd wake up and I'm like, okay, I need to fire off this text.
That's perfect. So she would fire off the text, and what she was going to say is, and then Lauren would respond. So that's me. I can't help myself. I'm up at all hours and, always working and always making sure my clients are properly looked after. It really all depends on you and your choices. So you may think it's too expensive. I don't have the budget, nor can I access funding. Well, guess what? You're wrong. You have the budget and we'll help you find it. Our services are available through a phased in approach, and you'll find the right structure and have access to different funding and financing options. I want to wait for the right time. There's no such thing. The right time was yesterday and the next best time is today. So waiting and not securing the right guidance ensures that you will miss a lot of opportunities and make many mistakes. I don't want to move to the US. Don't worry, you don't have to. One of my most, influential clients is not planning to move to the US. He has young children. I just was, as I mentioned earlier, on a podcast with him this morning. And he's getting his visa because he does a lot of business in the US. He actually does about 40 flips and burrs a year. I already own US properties. We've already talked about this. And yes, we may need to restructure or reorganize them, but generally if they are investment properties, or even if they aren't, we can make them investment properties and incorporate them in the model. I can do it alone. Guys, Sam or Victoria, please make sure you adjust this slide. Somehow it got messed up here. Would you conduct your own surgery? I don't think so. You're going to lose a lot of time, money, and a lot of peace of mind by doing it yourself. I can invest in my own backyard. Well, those of us in Canada know that that's not the best way to go because the prices are crazy. You have land transfer tax, you have all these crazy things, and you have all these rules about everything is so tenant friendly. Whereas here in the US in many states, it's very, very landlord friendly. And wouldn't you rather invest somewhere that's landlord friendly? I sure would. My friend got her visa with a $50,000 investment. Good. Well, that doesn't work here. It won't definitely work with real estate, but we would never work with a client that was investing 50,000 because I want to make sure that you are well funded and well positioned and that your investment is a substantial investment in a non-marginal business. And to me, a $50,000 investment is not substantial. And our formula is the only version that actually works for real estate investors seeking to invest between 2 and 250 and get a visa. I can hire the services separately. Well, I think we may have a slide about that. And if we don't, we do have an article that we'll share with you. Miri, can we send that article when we send out the email about the comparison between using a one-stop shop and going to separate services, because you're going to spend a lot more money. So you can do it alone or with our guidance. You can choose constant challenges or peace of mind. You can choose financial frustration or financial freedom, overwhelming options or a guided investment structure. Shoveling snow? No. Sunny beaches? Yes. A path fraught with struggles or a done for you path? Well, I know what I would choose. I'm busy. Life controlling business or lifestyle freedom? No question there. 9 to 5 or being your own boss. I wouldn't even know what to do with a 9 to 5. What are some key benefits of investing in with the strategic REI business visa formula team? You establish a secure structure and business model. You ensure that the multifaceted process is much more streamlined and smooth. You protect your investments and your family's future and have engage in a calculated risk approach so that you'll have peace of mind for your future. You might be wondering again, if you do piecemeal, how does that look? Well, you may end up with the results, but it's going to take a lot longer and cost you a lot more time, effort, and money. 100% success rate, that kind of speaks for itself. We've never had a denial, and we're not planning to start soon, which is why we carefully vet each and every one of our clients. You'll be a priority with us, not just the number. So with working with us versus working with separate services, as you can see, everything is streamlined with us, and separate services, you're going to end up doing piecemeal, and piecemeal never has the results that you want. You end up losing time and money. So with strategic REI, our full service business visa model, you're looking at about a 200 to 250 investment for the business, the visa, and the real estate. Initial real estate. If you did it through piecemeal and bought the individual properties, you'd be looking at 850 to 900,000 plus, depending on the properties that you're buying, right? Because you're going to need whatever you need for those down payments. And why would you work with us? Because we're much more than an immigration firm. We're truly your partner through the process, guiding you and staying by your side every step of the way. So invest with confidence, invest toward your US visa, and invest to achieve your American dream. Please set up a call with us. Hopefully we'll be able to help all of you and accomplish your goals, whether it be through business or real estate investing. Because like I said, I'm a franchise broker, I'm a business broker. You have to be a realtor here to be a business broker, and we're happy to help you with all of those options, okay? So let's find the right one for you. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.